Welcome to Talkin' Ball Game Day Episode 10, sponsored by the KFC Famous Bowl. I'm just kidding, but it was really good, and I just ate it, and it tasted very good.
But who is it sponsored? Who is it sponsored by?
Go ahead and start us out. You're the one that does it.
It is sponsored by
Thank you, Cam.
Cam Smith with the Just Jesus Radio Network.
What a legend.
No, sorry.
Come on,
Cam
now.
Smith with the Just Jesus Network
You got your
Radio.
You got your Carhartt vest on. You think you can start messing things
I
up.
know.
God,
but it is an
almighty.
internet radio app for all your gospel preaching, gospel singing. Our boy Dave is on there on Saturday mornings
Sir.
Shout out Dave,
at
baby.
8:30. You done your thing for this week already? No? Okay. You got your Bible college work done? Okay.
Really.
I haven't done my essays either.
Hey man, I'm in a bad spot. I gotta get on that.
Yeah, you
I
do.
literally got like 5 assignments due tonight.
That's not good. So-
I'll be up on that.
But
Believe it
also
or not,
with the-
I'm working on it.
With the American Senior Benefits
Ah.
Insurance Company. Thank you, Cam. Open enrollment is going on right now up until December the 7th. So make sure you go give him a call
Absolutely.
if you have any insurance needs or questions. But, let's dive into this. Week 10 already in the double digits now. I tell you, it's flying by this season.
It really
is.
has flown by, and it's been such a
You know what
sad,
else is
sad
flying
season
by?
for us
What's
Clemson
that?
fans.
You know
Hey,
we buy?
one thing, boys. One thing.
Hey, go Braves, baby!
Let's go, Braves.
Braves.
Hop on. Let's go, baby. Go Braves.
The Braves won the World Series.
Yeah, and let's just go on record that John is really not even a Braves fan. He's a Yankees
Nope.
fan.
I'm a
He's
I'm a closeted Braves.
Yeah.
You're an island boy.
Yeah, me and Dave are, but that's beside the point.
I'm an
But,
iPhone Braves fan, like for real.
yeah, Dave has a sticker on his
I
truck.
came out this season.
I
as
do have a
Braves fan.
sticker on my truck, and
Yeah.
I told Dallas if we blew the 3-1 lead, I was gonna take the sticker off and turn it upside down.
Yes,
We
but
didn't.
he
We
did.
didn't.
We
We didn't.
We did.
Well, see, we say that we're
right.
World Series champions, but really we're not. They are.
No,
Kinda
we
like,
are.
No,
Kind of like what
no.
like what Shaq said. He's
no,
rich,
no,
his
no.
kids aren't.
No,
I endured some years with the Braves. I endured some losses with the Braves. I endured a lot. I won the World Series.
But
I'm pretty sure Dave's getting a ring in the mail.
Is
Yeah,
it?
they're sending me a ring.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and dive into this
Never
with
doubted
our
any of our players.
Not once.
never. With our upset alert of the week, and I'm gonna start off with a big one. I actually have two.
Is it bad that I forgot? Well, you can't use two. Come on now. What if it's one of mine?
It's not one of yours. I
You're
promise.
not allowed to do
Okay, I got
two.
it.
It's promise. And if it is, then
I'm
just
kidding.
kidding. Do
Yeah.
what you want.
so my first one is going to
Carhartt
be.
Vest again thinks he's a cat's meow.
Listen, my first one is going to
This is
be,
not even real Carhartt. Look at the logo.
and James will like this. North Carolina, in a close game against Wake Forest, possibly pulling the upset.
I like that
Well,
pick a lot.
And let me give
I just noticed something.
and let me give you my reasoning why.
North Carolina's favored.
Are they really?
Are they
What?
actually?
We got Wake Forest ranked 9th, and we're gonna favor.
they really?
Yeah, by 2.5.
That's wild.
But and here's my reasoning why.
What?
I can see Wake Forest coming into this game
Wow.
very upset
That's crazy.
of how the college football playoff rankings
yeah, well, they're
ranked
getting
them.
54% chance. to
Which we can talk about that all day long. The first college football playoff rankings.
win. Believe it or not.
Not being not. I don't agree with it at all. Bama number 2, but that's beside the point.
Wow.
But
Bama should be number 2.
I can see Wake Forest coming into this game playing against a struggling North Carolina team that has not had the best of seasons. Really disappointing. But this could be North Carolina's so-called championship. Beating the number, I guess, nine team in the country. So that will be my first upset. Also, watch out for Liberty over Ole Miss. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, and that could even be a blowout. But Liberty is 7-2 against a 6-2 Ole Miss.
You got Hugh Freeze coming back.
Ole Miss really doesn't have too much to play for anymore.
No.
And Liberty usually has that one upset.
Yeah.
I mean, they either beat a good Virginia Tech, I think last year.
Not to mention the Liberty Sports, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah.
And Malik Willis.
Yeah, so watch out for that game. That could be a potential
So
upset.
I really like that North Carolina Wake pick because I do believe before the season's over, Wake is going to end up slipping up a game, and it could definitely be this Saturday. My pick is going to be Oklahoma State at West Virginia. We've seen Oklahoma State over and over.
High
I feel
scoring affair,
yeah, and
probably.
over and over. I feel like we talk about how Oklahoma State pretty much almost lost every single game. They finally end up slipping up, and I think they could easily slip up to this West Virginia team. This is not an easy place to play, and West Virginia could most definitely pull off this upset against Oklahoma State.
They usually have a high scoring.
Oh, yeah.
Usually back and forth.
Almost always.
Dave.
Ohio State has really caught their stride. I don't genuinely believe they struggle at all in this game Saturday, but for sake of upset pick, I'm gonna go with Nebraska.
It's at Nebraska too, ain't
It
it?
is.
at
I'll tell
Nebraska.
you what, that would be insane. That would be the biggest upset of the
We've
year,
seen
probably,
these Scott Frost teams and this Nebraska team. We've seen them on one Saturday be absolutely terrible, and the next week they're lights out. I don't think we see it happen, but if the dust settles and Nebraska beats Ohio State, I
Hey,
call
hold
it.
up, real quick. Did you send Will the picks?
I did.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
See,
Good job.
I'm good.
Also, if you're into boneless wings, Arby's, they're not bad,
No.
but when this ends, I'm gonna have a hard time on the toilet.
Yeah, if you're into
I mean-
potato wedges, yeah.
I mean, let me tell you. The other night, I got them, and they were more dry.
You got a different flavor though.
I know I got the same flavor.
Oh, you got this.
But tonight they were real wet.
Mm.
I think that made the difference.
Because they freshly dropped them, remember?
When he said that, they just dropped the
I think
wings.
they dropped them on the
I
floor.
think he meant they dropped them on the floor. It took us like 30 minutes.
Probably. But anyway,
Our fast food talk of the week.
I got heartburn.
anyway, so the team person group that we are sleeping on, I'm gonna go with a coach this week.
Mm.
I'm sleeping on James Franklin at Penn State.
Really?
They're I think 5-4. I think. And not really played in. No, they're 4-4. Sorry.
Okay.
But definitely they're going to Maryland this week. I think they lose at Maryland.
Wait, Penn State's 4-4?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't think that's right, but it's all right.
You check it out.
Penn State's not 4-4.
I'm pretty sure they are.
But just continue talking. I'm sorry.
Yes, but I do.
Proceed.
I mean, maybe they are. That's crazy if they are.
I definitely expect them to lose to Maryland.
They're 5-3.
5-3. Okay, yeah, and I
Close
put
enough,
I
close
put 5-4 on here. That's what I think.
Okay,
I think they'll
okay.
be after the end of this week. And I'm sleeping on James Franklin at Penn State.
We're sleeping now.
Sleeping. I had my team I was
Just a
sleeping on,
sleeping.
and I've lost it.
Sleeping.
Um,
Oh, Charlotte, she's as pretty as the angels when they sing.
you got yours?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest here. I can't find somewhere that I'm specifically like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep on them. There's a couple of options, and I'll tell you who I want to go with, but I'm not going with, and I'll tell you why I'm not going with them. I want to go with Cincinnati, because there's two sides of the coin here. Either A, Cincinnati's got something to prove, or B, they're so caught up in the rankings
That's true.
that they're distracted. I don't know which one we're going to see. I think we could very well see the second one. I think
I agree.
Cincinnati, and I mean, you've even seen Fickle, you've seen him speak out on it.
Right.
Yeah.
What Kirby
Yeah,
Smart and
Fickle's
Nick
definitely
Saban,
not happy about it.
exactly what Dabo and Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, his coaches say about the rankings is they don't matter. Win. They don't matter.
Right.
Win.
If you win out,
Fickle's saying, hey, we should be higher. We
Right.
should be higher.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like I say, they've either got something to prove and going to boat race Tulsa, a trash team, or we could see them struggle. But I'm actually going to go with number 17 ranked in the nation, Mississippi State. I'm going to sleep on them this Saturday and say Arkansas beats them. Maybe I should have went with that as my upset pick. Arkansas is a good team. I don't know how they've fallen all the way out of the top 25 with the losses to Auburn and Georgia. Those are two top 10
Right.
losses. Or I don't know if Auburn's top 13, so top 13 losses. And I don't know who their other loss is. I forget. But Arkansas is a dang good team.
Yeah.
And I think there's a good argument for them to be in the
Ole
top
Miss-
25.
Ole Miss.
I mean, those are three losses that you can't really expect them to beat. I mean, just listen. I mean, to some teams ranked above them, we're talking about San Diego State ranked
Right.
above them. I mean, you mean
That's
to tell
ridiculous.
me
Yeah,
if
yeah.
Arkansas
definitely won.
I mean, Arkansas is a good team.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson's a good quarterback. They play physical ball. They've got a great running back, a good defense. Arkansas will beat Mississippi State Saturday. I'm sleeping on Mississippi State.
And it finally came back to me. I'm sleeping on TCU against Baylor. For one, Dave Aranda has done an incredible job ever since he's taken the head coaching job at Baylor. And TCU just announced this week, I think them and Gary Patterson, their longtime head coach. I
I
think
think
it's
it's about to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I
over
think
there.
it's parting ways after the season, or he may have been fired. I really don't know. Which, I mean, he was a great coach. He did really some great
Right.
things at TCU. But your longtime head coach is at minimum leaving after the season. Dave Aranda's building something special at Baylor. They're
So are
ranked
they doing
14th.
the same thing LSU's doing?
I think so, but I think it's more of. I mean, it's a little bit. I feel like it makes more sense because he's been there so long. I think it's more of a respect thing. You know what I mean? To let him kind of finish out the season.
Them wings were a lot hotter tonight.
I tried to warn you, man. But yeah, I'm sleeping on the TCU Horned Frogs. I think the Baylor Bears go into TCU and win pretty
Man, I
easily.
was looking forward to crinkle fries.
But also, let's do our breakout player of the week.
Breakout star.
You want to start, David?
Dude, what if I did that?
You should start doing that.
No, I don't want to start.
I'll start.
Go ahead, John.
I got a breakout team, and it's to piggyback
My
off
breakout star is Kirby Smart's backside because someone needs to break his backside for him to start JT.
Maybe JT's way more injured than we think.
He's not. He's healthy completely.
But,
I've got him good grounds that JT's 100%.
What's going on?
I've also got him good grounds that Todd
that could be
Monken
a
does
video.
not.
That could be a video idea. Why is JT Daniels not starting for
Facts.
Georgia?
Because
That'd
Kirby
be a really
Smart.
good video idea.
I love Kirby Smart to death, but he has quarterback problems. Here's the deal, man. I've got him good grounds that JT's healthy, and I've got him good grounds that Todd Monken does not agree with the decision. But proceed.
But anyways, I'm gonna pick a breakout team, and I'm just gonna piggyback off of what David said. I think Cincinnati has a big game. I think these rankings, having them at 6 and not in the top 4 of the playoff poll, I think it's going to have them fired up. They're at home against Tulsa. I think Desmond Ritter. Yeah, I think Desmond Ritter and them Cincinnati Bearcats make a statement win against Tulsa.
You mean to tell me that they went to Cincinnati and Tulsa
First time ever in Cincinnati.
over going to A&M and Auburn?
So let me give you my breakout. My breakout player is Kenneth Walker, Michigan State.
Dow was either going to pick some random scrub or the most obvious choice. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Heisman leader.
I will tell you this,
have
though.
A good weekend.
After last week, Dow was definitely strongly persuaded.
Into
and to a Kenneth Walker believer.
Yeah,
dude,
without a doubt.
Kenneth Walker transferred from Wake Forest.
Listen.
Imagine if he was still at Wake.
Dude, Mel Tucker's owned the transfer portal better than anybody coaching college football. That's why they're where they are.
Imagine if he was still at Wake as good as they are. Notre Dame just got a 5-star commit. You Notre Dame fans that aren't watching because Notre Dame doesn't have fans. Y'all just gained a 5-star commit. He's a number 2 linebacker. If he'd have went to Georgia, he'd have been better.
Carry on. Proceed, Dow. Kenneth Walker. He's going to break out.
Yes.
Jesus.
Tell us why.
Listen to these stats. 3 of the past 4 games
Believe it or not.
he's had, and there was a game in the middle of this that he had like 90 yards, something like that. But 3 of the last 4, he's had 24 attempts for 126, 3 touchdowns. 29 attempts, 233, 1 touchdown.
Wow.
And 23, 197, and 5.
By golly gee. Let's go, baby. Kenneth Walker.
So that's 71 attempts, 556, and 9 touchdowns.
All right, listen, now John's been a goob. Okay, you've been a little bit of a goober here. Kenneth Walker's the truth.
No, he's an absolute stud. If the season were to end today, he'd probably win the Heisman.
I think he's going to end up winning it.
Yeah.
Because no quarterbacks run away with it. Kirby Smart decided to sit our Heisman winner. Will Shipley's not going to win it because he's white. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm just messing around. I'm just kidding. I was just doing a Clemson player in there. He should be the Heisman leader because nobody else has stepped out.
No, it definitely should be.
So who's your breakout?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I just got canceled on all platforms. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to go with Malik Willis at Liberty. On a serious
Against
note,
Ole Miss, baby.
I think that Liberty comes in this game, I think they win, or at least play good enough to win. When you play Ole Miss, you never know. That defense may be good, may not. It's like that gif or that meme.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it may be good. So, I can't say.
Sometimes maybe bad.
We keep her clean here, baby. But I'm going to go with Malik Willis. He's going to have a big game. He'll have 100 on the ground and 250 in the air for 4 touchdowns.
I'll ask you this, Dave. How do you think Malik Willis stacks up in quarterback rankings in college football? Top 5?
Let me go by saying I haven't watched a ton of him. Highlights more than anything. As of right now, he's got to be top 5.
He's got to be.
I think there's 5 guys I like better than him.
I agree.
But I don't think there's 5 guys that are doing what he's doing right now.
Right.
So we'll move on to our picks. So do what?
Give him a little update.
Yeah. Little update. I went 6-0 last week. Thank you.
He changes the pick.
I promise you can go back and look through all these things.
No, he did.
I was the only one that took
Nobody
Auburn.
watches our videos. Think I'm going to?
And
I was the only one that picked Michigan State.
Yeah, you overtook the lead
So
for sure.
I'm up by 1, and Dave is down by 5.
That could be a song. Up by 1, and Davis down by 5.
You went 3-3 last week. I went 6-0. John went 4-2. And
We're down by 5?
Yeah.
To first or second?
To first.
What's second?
4.
So I mean, it's not like unreachable.
So, but like I said, I went 6-0 last week. So
I'm not very good at these.
yeah, and our boy Caden last week
went a whopping
2-4 for the
Attaboy,
worst
Caden.
for the worst record.
Let me tell y'all something.
any of our picks.
Caden is not a
No,
sports
Caden does
guy.
not like sports.
And the ones that watched the last video probably picked up on that fairly early.
So, our guest John's gonna go ahead and call our guest picker this week.
I'm excited to see the picture you're going to use for him.
I have to find one.
I'm
So
gonna
the
get
guest
one for
picker
when he was
this
like
week
6 or something.
is nobody else but the Will Coates.
We got Will Shipley coming.
Will Shipley.
William Keith Coates III. How are we?
We are good.
Welcome to
y'all?
Talking Ball, baby. What you up to?
Not much. You?
Nothing much. I'm just filming Talking Ball, baby.
Yes, sir.
You ready to kick off the picks?
Yeah, let's go ahead. So, Will, who you taking in the Temple at ECU?
Let's really come to this where we're
I'm gonna
picking
go with
Temple.
ECU.
ECU. Any reason why, or just feeling?
Nah, I've never watched
Hey.
either one of these
Look,
teams.
I
I'm
mean,
just guessing.
I can't say I blame him, but
Hey.
you know, you got a pirate versus an owl when it comes to these
Yeah.
mascots.
So who you taking, John?
And I gotta go with the Pirates.
The Pirates.
Yeah, over the Owls.
Okay, Dave.
I'm definitely rocking with Temple here.
Oh.
One reason only. Got to go with my boy Juan Mathis. He's rocking it out there at Temple.
It's true. I didn't think about
He has been playing good ball.
Pulling for him. He's had some good weeks, some bad weeks. He's had a couple weeks. He's absolutely popped off. He's gonna win him the game Saturday.
I'm going with John and Will. I'm going with ECU at home against Temple. I think it's a 16-point spread. I don't think they cover the spread, but I do think ECU wins a close one. Will, Missouri at Georgia. Is that even a question?
This is not even a question. Georgia, big.
Yeah, I agree with Will. I think Georgia huge. I mean, when we last checked the spread, I think it was like 38 points. I hadn't checked in a while. The spread is a massive spread for an SEC game. Georgia huge.
Dave?
Spread is at 38. Georgia covers. Will, I got a question.
Yes.
Are you familiar with a fellow named Arnold Coates?
No.
He was an amateur football player in England. He was a professional. I feel very confident that this is your great uncle.
Probably.
I'm going to also go with Georgia, but I don't think they cover the spread.
They cover the spread.
I don't think they
I mean, that is a lofty spread. So I mean,
Georgia's
Yeah, okay, hold on.
Georgia's
Hold
gonna
on.
cover the
But
spread.
you told me the other night that if you turned the TV on, it was 39-0, that you would not be very confident that y'all would win that ball game.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I don't see how you could be though.
But here's the thing. Okay, let's say Georgia wins this game 41-3. They've covered.
That,
Right.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's definitely not unattainable.
Now, if we start the midget, and we're going to because Kirby Smart has a fetish for him.
Hey, don't be Kim Stetson.
No,
Hey,
listen,
because you got
listen.
hold on. You got on these videos a couple weeks ago, and you said I don't.
I
wanna,
will throw the notebook.
and he got in our group
Listen,
chats
and said,
too.
I don't wanna
Stets
hear
is the
it.
truth.
Listen,
The mailman is the
Stetson,
truth.
hey.
Listen,
Did you not?
I love Stetson, but
You just refer to him as a midget.
Yeah.
I don't understand
that's-
what Kirby's doing.
Okay, but that's not.
It makes no sense.
That's not
That's
the-
like benching Tom Brady because Jared Stidball is on your team.
But that's
you
not-
don't do it.
But that's not the midget's fault.
It's the midget's fault.
What's he supposed to say? I don't want to play.
Quit existing.
Anyway,
I'm just kidding. No, on a real note, the midget needs to go up to Kirby and be like, look, man, I know that you have a fetish for me, but JT's better than me. Let him play.
he's probably not gonna do that.
Or Jordan Davis needs to go to Kirby and just absolutely throw his desk.
All right, Will.
hey, maybe if they do cover that spread, maybe JT will get in garbage
If
time.
we lose
Yeah.
the Natty because Kirby decided to roll with Stetson the midget Bennett, I'm going to be so mad.
Okay, Will, who you taking? South Florida at South Carolina.
Get me started. That's not my drinking here.
I'm gonna go with Florida right here. I think they'll bounce back. Carolina's not that good. But I think it'll be close.
This ball.
Yeah, I agree. Florida's kind of been stumbling and tumbling here lately. Things kind of seem to be falling apart there in Gainesville, but I think they get the ball back rolling. South Carolina, as Will said, is not very good at all, and I think Florida wins this game.
Dave.
Florida bounces back. Denmon sucks.
I mean,
Well,
I
good
don't
luck,
have
bud.
I don't have much disagreement.
Close game. South Carolina always seems to play Florida close, but I do think Florida pulls away in the
Believe it
early
or not.
early fourth quarter. Gets the win. All right, Will, Clemson at Louisville.
I'm gonna go Clemson. You can only struggle for so long.
Hey, I like it.
I like the optimism here.
Yeah,
And
they
once-
can only struggle for so long because the season's only got 4 weeks left.
Well, that's a fact. And with,
John, who you taking?
with my Clemson fandom and my Clemson hat on, of course I want to go with Clemson like I always do. But we've yet to win a game on the road, and I can't. I think it's David Satterfield, their head coach at
He's
Louisville.
not picking against Clemson.
He's a very good coach. That Louisville offense is prone to be very explosive and put up points, and that's something that we have yet to be able to do. DJ is still struggling, but as David said, we've got the white truth in the backfield, that being Will Shipley,
White
a
truth.
future Heisman winner, and Clemson wins because Will Shipley pops off, baby.
I like
Well,
it.
he's not ever going to win the Heisman.
No, it's probably not.
But he's a really, really good running back. Really underrated running back. They renamed this game this weekend to the Tulip Bowl. So, it's that bad of a matchup. I'm just kidding. Ha ha. But, I don't know, man, because every time I pick it against Clemson, y'all decide to win. And then when I pick you decide to lose. I don't understand that.
You had to win on the road.
This is a hard one, man, because I just can't pick a team that just lost by 15 to North Carolina State after having a good start to the season. I'm going to go with Clemson here. I think their defense gets them the win. I think they do enough offensively. I think Will Shipley has a big day.
I'm as well going Clemson again. Close game. I think I picked in the other group chat. I think I said like 27-21, something like that.
Have I made my picks?
No, nobody has besides me. Close game. I'm gonna give it to Clemson as well. All right, Will. Michigan State at Purdue.
I smell upset.
Mm.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Purdue.
I like it. I like that pick a lot. Bold. And, I mean, we've seen, as Dallas kind of previewed earlier in the video, Purdue is very subject to pulling off upsets.
They are.
We've seen it earlier this year against Iowa. We've seen it in years past against Ohio State, pulling off big upsets. And that would put a damper on Michigan State's season, that's for sure. But I have to go with Michigan State because Mel Tucker's doing a great job and Kenneth Walker is unbelievable.
Yeah. Dave?
Sorry. Them wings just get to my head. I'm going to go with Michigan State here. Although another team that needs to develop an ability in a hurry to block outside noise. Because from this point on, there's going to be a ton of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like Cincinnati. You see Georgia and Bama, their coaching staffs major on blocking that noise out. I believe Kirby told all the players they were not allowed to watch the playoff rankings release, but he encouraged them to watch the Braves. So hats off to that. But Michigan State here, Kenneth Walker. I hope Michigan State wins out.
All right. I'm as well taking Michigan State.
How you drop something and it disappeared?
Michigan State
Good sign.
on the road. All right, Will. For the final game, Auburn at A&M and the score.
I'm gonna go with Auburn 28-24. The reason why is because Bo Nix is back.
Hey.
Bo Nix, baby.
I like it.
I'll tell you what, this one is extremely challenging for me because kind of as just Will said, Bo Nix has been playing the best football of his career up to this point. I think Brian Harsin was the right hire at Auburn. He's doing some great things there because early in the season it looked like things were kind of falling apart a little bit, kind of unraveling for the Auburn Tigers. And with a brand new coach, a brand new coaching staff, it could have went bad fast, but it didn't. He kind of righted the ship, and things are going very well for Auburn. And part of me, my gut's basically telling me to pick Auburn. But strategically, I'm down by 1, and we've picked all the same games. And I see that you got scribbled down that you're picking Auburn in this game. And Kyle Field is one of the toughest places to play in college football. Jimbo Fisher is a great football coach. Zach Calzada is finally starting to play good football. Texas A&M wins the game at A&M.
What's the score?
I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring game. Maybe not too low scoring. I'm gonna go exactly what Will said, but obviously A&M win 28-24 A&M.
Dave?
This is probably one of the most evenly matched games
I agree.
on the year. Like seriously, Auburn's ranked 13, A&M's 14. You could switch them and it wouldn't matter. I don't know, man, because Auburn comes in here. The Hawks lost. Common L there. Auburn comes in here hot. Are we going to see continuity? If I said that right? Or is the home crowd going to win?
Right.
I'm going to say A&M takes this one. Give me A&M 30-27.
And as John has already alluded to, I'm going Auburn. I'm going with Will. I'm going Auburn on the road.
Got an even split there.
On the road at Kyle Field. And here's an interesting take that I heard today. Auburn, and I'm not saying this is going to happen by any means, but does Auburn control its own destiny to make the playoff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Absolutely.
As,
But
as the first two-loss team to make
Yeah.
it.
absolutely.
They have a chance.
Because if they do,
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
they have wins their last 5 weeks of the year. They have wins over 14 A&M, 2 Alabama, and 1 Georgia.
Yeah.
And be the first two.
Is A&M out of question to make the conference title?
They only have.
If
what's
they
their
beat
loss?
Auburn and Auburn beats Bama, does A&M get in?
I don't know.
They've got 2 losses. One of them,
Yeah, they lost early. That's right.
But yeah, to be the first two-loss team to make it.
Before we end the
You know,
video, give me a
and I
second.
heard somebody say this today that was talking about that. You know, they say, well, it's never happened. Well, it's got to eventually.
Right.
Right.
And I heard somebody say today that even if Bama goes on to lose to Georgia in a close game in the SEC championship, they make the playoff.
Forget about that idea.
I would have thought that
No.
too.
Wait, say it again.
Bama loses to
If
Georgia,
Bama loses
they're
to
out.
Georgia in a close game in the SEC championship, they're in the playoff.
They're out.
I agree with you.
They're
But-
out. Forget about that narrative.
But
Whoever said that's a
anyways,
moron.
thank you, Will, for coming on doing
I
your
can't
picks.
find the
and
other game they lost.
Will, if you go a perfect 6-0, you're gonna get some sort of gift card, gift basket, or a Hershey's bar, or
Arkansas.
something like that.
Okay.
They give you
Dude,
a gift
sounds
card to
good.
Zaxby's.
Let's go. All right.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, sir.
Dude,
thank you, Will. See ya.
See ya.
Hold on. Before we end the video,
No,
I'm kinda-
Alabama's absolutely out, 100%.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I agree with you. Hold on.
May even took the headset off. He's
I agree with you. But
flustered.
did any of, and you can say all day long that you thought that Alabama was number 2 team in the country. None of us expected Alabama to be number 2.
I think they
Oh,
deserve to be number 2.
No, they don't.
It
Maybe not deserve, but
What-
they don't
what
deserve.
re-
I worded
they
that wrong. They
have
don't
a better
deserve.
resume than
They
than-
don't deserve, but okay, Michigan State and Alabama go play in the Rose Bowl in
I'm not-
Pasadena, California. Who you picking? I'm just asking you, honest to goodness, who you
But
picking?
they've
Who are you
never-
picking? Who you picking?
Hold on.
Who
But
you
they-
picking?
No.
Who you picking?
Listen to me
Just,
first.
who you picking?
who you picking?
Probably Michigan State.
Okay.
Because listen, they right now all you can't look at head-to-head matchup.
Michigan.
Who would win this? That's merely bias.
This is true.
You
but
have to
okay.
look. And right now, all you have is resume and eye test.
Let me. Okay.
You have an 8-0 team that just came off a big win against Michigan, and then you have an Alabama team that struggled against Florida.
This is true.
They lost to
And
A&M.
but they've also dominated an elite Ole Miss offense. Yes, Alabama has their flaws and has their flusters.
Okay, that Tennessee almost beat.
Okay. And that offense is
So
still
Alabama's
explosive.
barely better than Tennessee.
Okay. Again, let me ask you this. Going back to Michigan State. Yes, Michigan State deserves to be ranked above Alabama because their resume on paper is better.
Right.
But most people would believe that Alabama, and they squared off in a neutral field, Alabama's going to win and Alabama's a better team. It's not all about resume. Resume matters, but it also matters eye test and who's truly the better
The
football
committee
team.
has put a
And
lot
who has
of,
the most talent.
but
You got to incorporate all that. It can't just be one.
But
Bama loses to Georgia after winning out. They're not.
They're not in the playoffs.
I
There's
don't-
no chance.
that we think.
They're
A
not.
2-loss non-conference champion is not in.
Unless a
Okay,
lot.
unless
other stuff-
crazy
Okay, well,
things
you say
happen.
this, okay? If you have a 2-loss I'll reverse what you just said. If you have a 2-loss Alabama and an undefeated Wake Forest playing on a neutral field, who are you putting in? Who are you picking to
Who
win?
am I picking? Alabama in a heartbeat.
Okay, so they not their team? Do
Yeah.
they not deserve to be in more than Wake Forest?
But you have both. I didn't say that one is what gets into the playoffs. We've seen it with the years past in the playoffs. We've seen Ohio State be left out
Well,
when they
hold
had a
on.
bad
Let me-
loss.
let me
the
butt in
season.
here.
So
We've seen teams left
once
out.
the conference titles come involved, eye test matters less.
Agreed.
The committee puts more. I'm gonna say more of their chips in the conference championship than anything else.
And I'm not saying again. Michigan State deserves to be ranked right now today over Alabama.
Yes.
But the playoff committee takes resume, takes eye test, takes talent, takes strength of schedule, takes all of it and uses it as one. It's not just one thing.
And the
the
Bama factor.
So it's not fair for me to sit here and say, well, Bama must be number 2, just as much as it's not fair for you to say Michigan State must be number 2, because you got to take all of them into consideration. But Bama beats Michigan State tomorrow on a neutral site.
I promise you,
I would pick Bama
if,
right now.
If Clemson's only loss was to Georgia, they would not be number 2. Michigan State would. If Clemson's only loss was to Georgia, the first game of the season,
10-3, and then and again,
Michigan State would be number 2.
You're talking about in your eyes. You think
no, in the committee's eyes, Clemson would not be number 2.
I'd have to disagree with that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Here's
really
the
agree.
thing. Here's the thing that hurt Michigan.
The Bama factor is
State.
real, but people give way too much credit to that. Like, oh, it's Bama. They
I think so,
always
too.
nod to Bama.
Here's the thing. Michigan State, you can say, should have lost to Michigan. They made a comeback. Hats off to the comeback, but great teams don't have to make fourth quarter comebacks. And here's the thing. Michigan
Great
State
teams don't
have to make.
Number 2 team in the nation doesn't lose
I agree. But listen.
to an unranked A&M.
listen.
I understand they're ranked now, but they weren't.
We've
at
won the
time.
national championship at home when we lost to Pittsburgh. We've went to the playoffs when we lost to a
Did we stay
3-9
number 2?
Syracuse football
fair.
team. I don't remember, but we went on to win the national championship, so we were
Yeah.
obviously the best team in the country.
Right now, if Alabama goes on to
We
win,
ended up going into the playoffs, the number 1 team in the country. The year that we lost to a 3-9 Syracuse team, the first week, the playoff, we were number 1.
I'm not disagreeing that Alabama could potentially be the number 2 team in the country.
I remember second best team in the nation.
But right now, I do not think that they deserve the number 2 ranking.
And I agree,
Here's the
But
thing. about Michigan
that's
State.
all I'm
and
saying.
100% agree. But Bama beats Michigan.
Here's
State.
the thing with Michigan State. If you want to beat them, shut down number 9, Kenneth Walker.
I can agree with
If
that.
you shut him down,
And would it totally surprise me if
beat
they
'em.
played on a neutral site field, Michigan State won? No. But who do I think's going to win that game? Who would I put if I had to put money on it? Who would I bet with? I'm rolling with the Tide. How can you not?
here's the thing. Like I said, if you stop now, it's a lot harder said than done. I don't know why I'm talking on the phone every 5 minutes, but it's harder said than done. Bama's got way more than that. You can't just go in there and say,
I agree.
lock down Mechie, lock down Jamison Williams, lock down Brian Robinson. You beat them, or no.
I agree they have way more talent than Michigan State. I agree
But with that said, resume-wise, Michigan State's my number 2 team.
So should
I test Bama is.
agreed. And so should Cincinnati be ranked above Alabama?
No,
Why not? They're undefeated. They haven't lost a game. They got a win against Notre Dame. They don't have a bad loss
that's
against
not
an A&M
that's
team.
not a good win
Notre
this
Dame's a
year.
top 15 team.
Okay, but that's not a
That is a top 15 team.
no. Okay, but look who else they played. Who else they played?
They're Indiana's the only other Power 5
Okay.
team. Again, only thing I'm trying to get to is eye test. And Michigan State has so far passed the eye test.
Right.
But they've also had their
Do you
games
know what
where
the
they
committee
start out
may
slow
have
and
showed
struggle.
us in the first week of this? I think the committee showed us they don't give a flying rip about Cincinnati.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah,
I mean, what else? I mean, Cincinnati's going to have to win out, and some other teams are going to have to lose for them to get in.
but
We're going to continue this conversation.
Okay, in the last 2 videos, we've rambled for the last 5
Yeah.
minutes on this. Can we make a video on this?
At this point, we might as well.
what's the word of the day, Dave?
The word of the day, my friends, is continuity. Because I don't know how to say it.
I don't even think that's a word.
It is continuity.
Who would win tomorrow, if you're still watching, on a neutral site field?
I don't think it's
Continuity.
Michigan State or Alabama?
continuity.
There it is. Boom, baby. Continuity.
Let's go.
Comment